Ladies and gentlemen, time is the most valuable thing we have. It costs nothing, yet it's priceless. You can't hold it in your hands, you can't buy more of it, and once it's gone, it never comes back. Every single person on this planet, whether it's the wealthiest billionaire or the poorest worker, gets the exact same amount 24 hours in a day. The real difference between success and struggle is not about how much money you have. It's about how you use those 24 hours. Now let me ask you something. If I told you that in just 7 days you could start taking full control of your time, would you believe me? Most people wouldn't. Many think that managing time requires expensive planners, fancy apps, or endless seminars. But the truth is, mastering your time doesn't start with tools. It starts with mastering yourself. On day 1, your mission is simple. Just observe. Don't jump into scheduling or trying to change your routine right away. Instead, spend the whole day paying attention. Keep a small notebook with you, or if you prefer, use the Notes app on your phone, and write down exactly how you spend each hour. From the moment you wake up until you go to bed, track everything. You may think you already know how your day looks. You wake up, go to work, or do your daily chores, eat meals, scroll through your phone, talk to family or friends, and eventually go to bed. Sounds simple enough, right? But when you actually record each detail, something eye-opening happens. You start to notice the small leaks of time. 10 minutes waiting for a ride quietly turns into 25. 5 minutes on social media slips into 40. A quick break stretches into a long escape. Most of us don't waste time in big chunks. We lose it in small, unnoticed moments that slowly drain the day away. Now here's the important part. This first day is not about judging yourself. If you waste time, write it down. If you put things off, note it honestly. Think of this as holding up a mirror. A mirror doesn't lie. It simply reflects, and by seeing that reflection, you'll start to notice the patterns in your life. Many people spend more time planning a vacation than planning their week. Why? Because facing the truth about how we actually spend our days can be uncomfortable. But remember, discomfort is the first step toward growth. At the end of day 1, take 5 to 10 minutes to review your notes. Ask yourself, what patterns do I see? Where did I feel most in control? Where did I lose focus? Which activities drained my energy? Remember this key point: you cannot change what you refuse to see. Day 1 is not about doing more, it's about seeing more, clearly and honestly. Because until you understand exactly where your hours are going, you can't direct them where you want them to go. On day 2, it's time to take action. But surprisingly, the action isn't about adding more to your day. It's about doing less. When you look back at your notes from day 1, you'll realize something powerful. A large part of your time and energy doesn't go to important tasks, but to distractions. These distractions show up in many forms: pointless scrolling, endless notifications, unnecessary conversations, or habits that give you little in return. This is the noise that eats up your focus without you even noticing. Now comes the tough step. Go through your notes and identify at least 3 activities that drained your time, but added almost no value. Maybe it was the hour you spent arguing online. Maybe it was checking emails 20 times instead of just 3. Maybe it was watching video after video until late at night, convincing yourself it was just to relax. Be honest with yourself. And then choose one of these time wasters and cut it out completely. Don't just reduce it, remove it. If it's a social media app, delete it for a week. If it's an unnecessary meeting, politely decline it or ask for a summary instead. If it's the habit of constantly checking your phone, turn off those notifications. Whatever it is, take bold action to physically remove the distraction from your reach. You see, real time management isn't about cramming more into your day. It's about cutting away what doesn't matter. Think of it like money. You don't grow wealthy just by earning more. You grow wealthy by not losing what you already have. The same is true with time. Guard your hours carefully, because they are worth more than money. You can always earn back money, but you can never earn back lost hours. Another important step on day 2 is how you start your morning. Most people wake up and the very first thing they do is check their phone. Immediately their mind is filled with messages, alerts, headlines, and other people's demands. From that moment on, their day is no longer their own. That's noise. Instead, protect the first 30 minutes of your morning. No phone, no internet, just your thoughts, a clear mind, and a calm start. Give yourself that space. It might feel uncomfortable at first, even boring, because your brain is used to constant stimulation. But that silence is exactly what creates focus and clarity. And here's what you'll notice. Once you cut out even one source of noise, something amazing happens. You create space. Space to think, to focus, to breathe. This space feels strange at first, but it's also powerful. Remember, you're not removing distractions because it's easy. You're doing it because your future is worth more than your impulses. So today, make one strong decision. Cut out one distraction. Protect your time like your life depends on it. Because in many ways, it does. Now that you've taken a closer look at where your time actually goes, and you've managed to cut out some of the unnecessary noise, it's time to start shaping your days with real purpose. This is usually where many people make a mistake. Instead of planning calmly, they start running their lives like firefighters, always rushing from one emergency to the next, reacting to whatever seems urgent in the moment. That approach might feel productive, but in truth, it leaves you exhausted and directionless. Responding to life is not the same as leading it. To truly take control, you need to plan more like a farmer. Think about it. A farmer doesn't wake up each morning wondering what to do. He follows a steady rhythm. He plants in one season, waters in another, and harvests when the time is right. There is patience, consistency, and trust in the process. That's how you should begin to think about your time. On day 3, set up a simple system for yourself. Don't create a long, complicated to-do list that will frustrate you within a week. Instead, build a daily rhythm you can actually stick to. A good habit is to plan your next day the night before. Write down the 3 most important tasks you must complete. Not 10, not 20, just 3. These are your crops, the things that will genuinely help you grow in life. Everything else is just weeds that can easily distract you. Another step is to group similar tasks together. For example, if you have 5 phone calls to make, don't scatter them across the day. Do them in one block. If you're writing, set aside 1 full hour where nothing else can interrupt you. Each time you switch tasks, your brain slows down and loses energy. Working in blocks protects you from that hidden cost. Just as important, set real boundaries. Decide when your day starts and when it ends. One of the biggest lies we're told is that success comes from being available 24/7, always on. But even farmers let the land rest. If you don't respect your own downtime, nobody else will. And without rest, your work becomes shallow, your thoughts lose sharpness, and even your joy begins to fade. On day 4, test this rhythm. Live out the plan you made the night before. You'll notice 2 things. First, you'll achieve more than you expected. Second, you'll feel the urge to drift away from your plan. That's perfectly normal. The purpose of planning is not to control every single second. It's to give you direction. Life will interrupt you, yes, but when you have a plan, you can return to it quickly. Without a plan, every interruption throws you completely off track. At the end of each day, take just 5 minutes to reflect. Ask yourself, did I follow my rhythm? What distracted me? What worked well? Where did I slip? And how can I adjust? Planning like a farmer is about playing the long game. You won't see results overnight. But if you keep planting, watering, and protecting your time, in just a few weeks you'll notice that you're no longer just reacting to life. You're actively creating it. By day 5, you'll feel a shift. You'll realize that you're reclaiming your hours. You're cutting out distractions. You're planning your days with more thought and care. But let's be clear. Mastering time isn't only about productivity or checking more boxes on a list. It's also about what you choose to do with the time you save. Too many people spend their whole lives chasing things they can measure: money, promotions, recognition. Yet the most meaningful parts of life can't be measured, and they certainly can't be bought. Day 5 is about giving your time to what money can never buy. Think about it. When was the last time you sat with a loved one without picking up your phone? When did you last listen to someone? Not to answer, but simply to understand. When did you last take a walk with no destination in mind? Or laugh so freely that you completely lost track of time? Money can buy a watch, but never more time. It can buy comfort, but not peace of mind. It can buy medicine, but not true health. It can buy attention, but never genuine love. So on this day, pause the endless chase. Instead, redirect your attention toward what really matters. Call a friend you haven't spoken to in a while. Share a meal with your family and keep your phone face down. If you can, visit your parents. Or take a trip to a place from your childhood that reminds you of where you came from. These simple acts, these moments, are the real treasures of life. And don't forget to spend some time with yourself. Not for problem solving or planning, but just to reconnect. Sit quietly, write in a journal, reflect on where you're going, and ask if the path you're on is taking you closer to the life you want, or just keeping you busy. This is the step most people skip. They get caught up in tracking every minute, chasing every goal, squeezing productivity out of every hour, yet they forget why they started in the first place. They forget what gives life its meaning, without time for your spirit. Life loses its color. You'll have movement without meaning, success without satisfaction, and one day you'll look back and wonder where all the precious moments went. So today, don't fall into the trap of just filling the hours. See this not as a break from progress, but as a return to purpose. Because the time you spend with loved ones, the care you give your body, the stillness you allow your mind, those are the moments that will reward you for life. Productivity is useful, but presence is priceless. Finally, as you move into days 6 and 7, it's time to put everything you've learned into practice and let go of the idea that you'll get it all perfect on the first try. By now, you've examined how you use your time, cut away the distractions, built a structure that works, and made space for what matters most. That's a strong foundation, but the real test comes in execution. Planning feels easy on paper. Living it out in the real world, that's where most people struggle. These last 2 days are about taking action, experimenting, and adjusting as you go. And if you do that, you'll discover something powerful. You're no longer chasing time. You're leading it. And here's the reality. You're going to slip up. Your routine will get shaken. Old habits may creep back in. You might oversleep, forget a task, or lose an hour here and there. But let me tell you, this is not failure. This is feedback. The biggest mistake you can make at this stage is chasing perfection. Thinking your time management must be flawless from day one will only leave you stressed and frustrated. The real goal isn't to live like a robot. It's to grow as a person, to learn how to adapt, make changes, and keep improving. That's why you should treat day 6 as an experiment. Stick to your plan as best as you can, but also pay attention to what's not working. Did you pack too much into the morning and end up exhausted by midday? Did distractions around you pull you off track? Or maybe your expectations were just too high. Write these things down. Notice the patterns, not just your actions. Then, when day 7 comes, take what you've learned and make adjustments. Reshape your schedule. Let go of habits that don't help you. Keep the ones that do, but make them easier to follow. If something felt like a burden, ask yourself honestly, was it really needed, or was it just something you thought you should be doing? These 2 days, 6 and 7, are about understanding what successful people already know. Failure is not the opposite of progress. It's the driving force behind it. The quicker you stumble, the quicker you learn. And the quicker you learn, the stronger your time management becomes. True mastery doesn't come from avoiding mistakes. It comes from learning through them. Now, you might feel tempted to copy someone else's perfect-looking routine. You know the type: wake up at 5 a.m., meditate for half an hour, read for an hour, write out 10 goals, run miles, and then start work. But remember, this isn't about building a picture-perfect day for show. It's about creating a system that fits your life, your energy, your values, and your priorities. Give yourself permission to adjust. Maybe you need more breaks than others. Maybe your brain works best late at night instead of early in the morning. Maybe your peak hours of focus aren't what others claim they should be. The real win is discovering what works for you, not what works for the internet. By the time you reach day 7, you won't feel perfect, and you're not supposed to. But you will feel something different: control. Even if your routine is still a little messy, you'll know how to get back on track. You'll have proven to yourself that you can take charge of your time, and that alone puts you far ahead of those who spend their lives reacting instead of living with intention. And remember, finishing this 7-day challenge isn't the end. It's the start of a new way of thinking. A mindset that says, I don't need perfection, I need commitment. A mindset that knows how to bounce back quickly, learn constantly, and keep moving forward no matter what. Time is your most personal form of wealth. Use it wisely. Invest it in growth, and don't be afraid of a bad day, because now you know how to build a better one tomorrow. Some people spend decades chasing success and still feel empty. Others take control of their time in just 7 days and begin to transform their lives. You don't need extra hours in your day. You need more intention in the hours you already have. So don't wait for someone to give you permission. Don't wait for motivation to magically appear. Start today. Use these 7 days not to play catch up, but to get ahead. Thank you.